And we're back. August 7th, 2012. This is the Jose Soto Show. You're listening to Jose Soto, the one and the only. But today, I am really not happy. I went to watch television, and I wanted to see some of my favorite shows that I usually see when I have the time. And I have digital cable, and since I don't have the time to watch a lot of television, I usually just pick a couple of shows to watch, and I watch them on demand. And tried watching them to play them, and they weren't playing, so I had to reboot the box. That's what you do if you're a cable customer. And I mean, don't get me started on satellite. I used to have satellite TV. It was horrible. But at least with cable, when something goes wrong, they're trying to fix it. And satellite, they're not going to fix anything. So, I'm trying to watch this show that I like to watch, and it's not playing. And so I reboot the box, and now the whole thing's gone. There's no, it only plays C-SPAN. And then I get to see, what's his face, Barney Frank, automatically come onto the TV screen and talk about blah blah blah, all this and that, and there were, I think it was the Democratic Party Platform Committee or something like that. So I'm without cable. I'm not happy about that. So I called them, and there was a recorded message. Well, first there's always that, press this, press that. Aprima dos para español. So for this time around, I decided to press Spanish because I'm just fed up calling them every month. Maybe I get something different in Spanish, and then here it goes. Spanish recording. Oh, hay algo mal en tu área. Which means, fuck you, your fucking system is fucked up, but hey, we're fixing it. I tells ya, man. I tells ya. I thought, when I left satellite, I was going to be, yes, I have less problems than when I had satellite television, DirecTV. It was horrible. And when I lived in a place that was kind of windy, I used to live in Santa Ana. That's why they call us the Santa Ana winds. That's why we had those, because, yeah, they blow really hard. And they last, like, days, these winds. And since I moved out to Arizona, yeah, we get a few winds here and there, but then they disappear. But over there in California and Santa Ana, down in Orange County, you get these Santa Ana winds. And, yeah, they blew constantly my satellite, my dish. And, I had to have the guy come out, and they charge you for all that shit. Well, they used to do that. So, but it's been years since I switched over to digital cable. And it's alright because you have the on-demand thing, and that's what I really wanted to do. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I thought it was only in California that we had that problem, but it's over here too. I just want to know why these things happen. You pay a lot of money a month. I pay like $300. My cable bill is $300 and some dollars. It includes high-speed internet. It includes a phone bill. But yeah, then I have my mother calling. She comes over and she uses my phone to call Mexico, and that's fine because I have this Mexico plan. But then I call people in Europe, and then I have friends in Europe, and I call them, and that's also racking up the bill. Then I order, of course, these movies on the on-demand thing. You can order movies. Sometimes I order a few movies a week, and that kind of also raises the bill. Then I have Howard Stern on television. That's extra. I have all these movie channels I rarely watch. I think I should start to cut down on these movie channels. I have the movie channel. I have Cinemax, and I don't think I really need these channels because I don't really look at them. I just go on the on-demand feature, and that's where I kind of pick my free movies that I watch. From time to time, I watch from Cinemax and the movie channel, but usually it's HBO that has the best movies. That's just my opinion. God, I spend all this money, $350 a month, and then they fucking Can't even fix the damn fucking cable? Golly. I don't know what's going on around here, but then there was this power outage that we had for a couple minutes. That was interesting. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. Probably some stupid ass hit a cable post or something, you know, one of those light poles. Yeah, and then that always happens here where I live. I don't know why we get these fucked up drunk drivers. Think that they're fucking all macho and shit. Oh yeah, I can fucking drive all the way up to the sky. And then they go in the car and then drive and then they hit a post. And that post happens to carry my cable line. Crying out loud. I don't know, something did happen because the power went out for a couple minutes, like 2 minutes or so, and then went back on. And then you had, I heard sirens and all that. So I bet there was some sort of accident somewhere. And probably another drunk driver who hit a light post. And there you go. And that meant I have to wait. I have to wait because of somebody else's negligence. I have to wait. Jose Soto has to wait before he can see, what did I see? Hardcore Pawn. It's one of my favorite shows. Hardcore Pawn, Lizard Lick. Yeah, I like some of those two TV shows. I watch Lizard Lick. I mean, that's a really good show with Les Gold. That guy's fucking hilarious. And try to lowball all these poor people, man. When you go in, when you have this like nice antique that is worth like $500, it's like, oh, okay, I'll give you $20 for that. I mean, that's kind of that's what happens when you deal with less gold. Then you have the Lizard Lick. That's kind of okay. It's an okay funny show. I like the two guys, Bobby and Ronnie. Two typical Southern hicks. But at least they don't do the gay bashing thing. I mean, I've seen some other shows where they have all these gay bashing, you know, all these. But they seem pretty nice dudes. Then you have my favorite one, of course, is Operation Repo. I haven't seen that for a while, for a couple of weeks. I want to get back on that. I try to watch America's Got Talent, but it's alright. I mean, the only reason I watch is because Howard Stern's on it, so that's the only reason. And of course, you have. What else do I watch? Sometimes I watch Kitchen Nightmares, if that's new. There's no new episodes. Yeah, I pretty much watch anything with Gordon Ramsay except for the Master Chef. Yeah, I don't like that show. I don't like it. I don't like the other two bozos on it. So, that's my own personal opinion. So today, what's going on today? Well, today's supposed to be Starbucks Appreciation Day. Did you know that? I didn't know that. You see what happens when I don't have cable? Yeah, my cable's gone the whole day. It's been since 3 o'clock. Anyway, yeah, but I still get the news on the internet. But what's going on is that there's supposed to be a Starbucks Appreciation Day. So here's what happened. I went to Starbucks for the first time in a long time. And I was just going to order, I don't know, some tea or something. And it was fucking empty. Well, I went to the one that's nearby me, so that's the one in Target. What's inside of a Target. Excuse me. And, of course, Target is supposed to be anti-gay, whatever. I don't know. I mean, what's the point of this? Because I go to Starbucks, and then I order a tea that was horrible. I don't know what it was. And then my friend who was with me, I had to pay for her shit. She wanted a macchiato. Something with caramel and all these calories and sugars. Go ahead, I don't care, bitch. You can fucking die of a heart attack. But then what we're supposed to say is that we are doing this for gay marriage because even though my closest Starbucks, you know, I'm not going to drive all around for another Starbucks. But I just went to see what's going on, if this thing's actually going, you know, or it's happening. And I went to this one inside of a Target. And it was pretty much empty. I mean, there was just two guys there, and then this girl that was over there at the corner. She was, I don't know, probably writing a screenplay or something. And yeah, all the screenwriters at a fucking Starbucks writing their screenplays. What's up with that? You see, when I wrote my screenplay, I wrote it in my home. Sometimes I go out into the park. I have a park down the block, and I go there and I write sometimes. But I'm not gonna be going to Starbucks and using their Wi-Fi. Fuck that. But here's the thing, is that this Starbucks was inside of a Target, so obviously the Starbucks has to pay Target this rent. You know, they're not there for free, and they're right next to the Target cafeteria, where they sell the popcorn, the hot dogs, and all the other shit. And I don't know if they compete with each other. I don't know, but that's kind of strange. Because I try to look for a Starbucks, and I tell my friend, and, you know, I just want to check this out, see what's going on, see if it's actually true that there are gays going out to the Starbucks coffee shops and supporting Starbucks. She said, well, the only one that's nearby us in our neighborhood is down the street over here in Target. And Target is supposed to be anti-gay because they donate to anti-gay causes. That's the dialogue that I keep hearing sometimes, even though they have these pro-gay things. They have these pro-gay merchandise. They sell rainbow belts, rainbow wallets, and I'm gay shirts, whatever. It's okay. I'm really fascinated by that. And if Target came out and they said that they were neutral, right? They said, we are neutral on gay marriage. So why didn't that doofus Brian Brown come out from the National Organization for Marriage? Why didn't he come out and say, oh, great for you, Target. Let's have a Target Appreciation Day because they are neutral. If you want to recall, Brian Brown and the National Organization for Marriage, they were demanding that all the corporations and companies remain neutral on gay marriage. But yeah, they have this Appreciation Day for Chick-fil-A, who wasn't neutral, obviously. So I was there with my friend, and we sat down for a couple of minutes. So we were talking about, you know, certain other things, mostly about her life, her sad, pathetic life, and her dry pussy. And I mean, that was my afternoon today, pretty much set. And I mean, yeah, I don't have an exciting life. I mean, my life consists of just, you know, working on my business, and, you know, maybe going out. Maybe that's why I don't have a boyfriend anymore. I don't know. You know, I have issues. I do have issues. And but don't we all have issues? Of course. And that's why I have this show. This is my therapy, because I can actually let go and talk about what I'm thinking and what's really going on with me. But anyway, so I'm in Target and I'm walking around because she wanted to see something. She wanted to buy some bras and some panties. I don't know. So I'm there in the lingerie section just holding these things. And of course, everybody, you know, that's shopping there, they're looking at me. Yeah, he's a fucking fag. Because, look, I'm there in the lingerie department just like, you know, not really liking this shit. But you see these heteros, and in the lingerie department, you know, they're like, ooh, honey, why don't you buy this nice bra? It feels so good. And then they touch the bra and the panties. Ooh, yeah, this is so good. My mother took me to a Victoria's Secret like a year ago. I didn't want to go in, but she's like, please go in because I need your help, blah, blah, blah. Because I can't, she's really short, and then she can't reach some of the stuff. So I was there, you know, trying to, she's like, okay, so she pointed at a bra, and I went over there, and I got it for her because it was pretty high up there. And, you know, she's my mother, you know, and it's just really pretty much whatever she wants, you know. And that day also, I paid for everything. I mean, we spent about $100. Well, she did. It was my money, but I spent it for her. So, but I see all these heteros in there. Like, what's up with this? All these straight guys in there, like oogling, and yeah, well, yeah. But it's a lingerie store. You know, there's some straight guys probably whacking up to this. You know, jerking off in the stockroom. Oh yeah. But I'm guessing that most of these straight guys don't have really nice girls. I mean, they don't, because I kind of was looking at them and what they were, you know, buying, and there was these big panties. I mean, these like huge, like XX, XXX, huge bras. It's not because the tits are big. No, it's because the woman is probably a whale. See, that's what happens. You see, when you have a pretty girl, if you're a straight guy and you love pussy, I mean, you're gonna have a girl. You don't need to have all this lingerie shit. You know, the girl itself is pretty much a turn on. You don't need all these other kinky shit or lingerie or little doily panties, whatever. You don't need all that shit. All you have to do is just eat the pussy, and you love it because, hello, she's a beautiful woman and she's attractive. But I'm guessing that most of these straight guys that go to these lingerie departments and like Victoria's Secret and all in Target, like I saw a couple of straight guys today. It just, and yeah, they were with women, their wives, who were, a little bit chunky, if I can say that. Pretty much fat, all right? Yeah, they probably were at Chick-fil-A down the street on Wednesday for Appreciation Day. And I tell you, if you have a nice body, you don't need fucking lingerie, you don't need a nice sexy bra. That's kind of gay, if you ask me. I mean, gay guys, we like, to wear underwear and all this. I have a bit of an underwear fetish, with guys and all that. Yes, it's gay. But it's kind of funny that I see straight guys, going into lingerie stores and, touching all the bras and panties. Like, why don't you just go in the fucking dressing room and wear one, Probably they do. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. So, anyway. Starbucks Appreciation Day. Did you go? Yes? No? Maybe? I went. Only 2 guys were there. But yeah, one of them was gay, I think. He was looking at me, though. Checking me out. I'm like, are you sure you want this? Because you're not going to want this. Alright, we'll be right back after the short break. This is the Jose Soto Show. You're listening to Intellectual Nudity. So today's Starbucks Appreciation Day, and nobody knew about it. When I talked to this friend of mine, she's really, a straight girl. But she's into this gay thing because she has a brother that's gay. And she tried to hook me up with that guy. It didn't work out. Never works out. You see, for me, when somebody hooks me up with somebody, it doesn't usually work out because obviously they don't know who I am. Even my closest friends will never hook me up with anybody. But she tried to and all that, but it didn't work. She's a big fag hag, and so I told her to, well, basically she was at the bottom of my phone list. I called some few people, they didn't want to go. But she told me that she wasn't even aware that there was Appreciation Day. She was aware of the Chick-fil-A thing. Everybody knew about Chick-fil-A. Nobody knew about Starbucks today, right? Nobody knew that we gays, or those who support our cause, were supposed to go to Starbucks and basically load up ourselves with caffeine and other toxins, and that's fine. I prefer Starbucks over Chick-fil-A, not just because of course Chick-fil-A will give you heart disease. At least with Starbucks you can have diabetes. I think that's a little bit more tolerable. I don't know. Is it? But today was supposed to be Starbucks Appreciation Day. We were supposed to, I don't know, appreciate Starbucks, but I ended up shopping for panties and lingerie, so there you go. Oh, and then she bought this purple corset that she wanted to. She bought this purple corset. I mean, she went to the dressing room and she came out. She's like, "How do I look like?" And she dragged me in there and she was telling me how she look in this. And I'm like, "Hello, I'm a fucking homo." What? She was like, "Well, I'm gonna seduce this guy that I've been after." The guy's 19 years old. This girl's 27. I mean, I don't know. Yes, love is blind, and adults can do whatever they want. But I would not be seducing a 19-year-old. Let me tell you that. And I know that, especially within the gay community, the gay man community, we're fascinated with all of this flashy, artificial, superficial, young, hot stuff kind of thing, And that's fine if you want to reminisce on when you were 19 and 20 years old and you're like, oh, God, that was a good time. For many of us, it wasn't, actually. If you look at it, it wasn't really that good. Our best times are when you're in your 30s and 40s. That's the best time to live as a gay person, I believe. But when you're in your 20s, you're just dumb. I mean, I don't want to just lump anybody. I don't want to sound like a prick or anything, like a jerk. But here's the thing: is that in my 20s, I did a lot of stupid shit. I did a lot of stupid shit in my 20s. I'm not proud of it. I do have a little bit of a rap sheet. Just to let you know. So, yes, in my 20s, I did a lot of stupid shit. Now that I'm in my 30s, I'm approaching my 30s. I have a lot of things to think about now. I'm seeing the world for what it is. I'm seeing things that I have never seen before. And now I can grasp the world that I live in. and what my role is. See, for gay men who talk about, oh, when you're 30, it's all over, you're not going to be gay anymore, you're just dead, you're just a ghost waiting to expire, that's all bullshit, because these people that promote this idea, they don't know shit. They're just dumb fucks. High on fucking coke or ecstasy, whatever the fuck they're taking. Oh, by the way, there was a little accident in London over ecstasy. Let me just find that article somewhere here. Let me just check that out. And where is it? Let me find it here. Oh, here it is. And what we have here was this guy was found dead in a gay nightclub, and two other gay guys were sent to the hospital. And what happened was that they were taking this drug, this recreational drug, ecstasy, whatever it is, and it was laced with something. It was laced with a poison or a toxin. And I've always seen these guys in these gay nightclubs that I go to, or used to go to. Well, now I kind of laid down a little bit low because I'm working on my projects. But, I mean, I see these gay guys just fucking, they're in a fucking world of their own. They're just looking at you like, and then they're foaming at the mouth. Hey, you want to dance? They look like Beavis and Butthead when they're high on drugs. Look, I'm all for the legalization of drugs. It's like if you legalize bleach, right? But if you're gonna be a dumbass and drink bleach, you're gonna have to suffer the consequences, right? And I read this article the other day, and I read some of the comments like, "Oh no, it's not their fault," and drugs are good, and we should be cautious. And then the police say, the police are urging, quote, extreme care to gay clubs users if you're using drugs. I thought drugs were illegal in London, aren't they? I think they are illegal, right? If you use drugs, recreational drugs. And I've seen it all: cocaine, crystal meth. I've seen it all with people using it in front of me, and then they get all high. Then they're in a different world. I try to talk to them and have a human conversation, and they're just tweaking around and fucking freaking out and whoa, And then they're in a fucking daze. They're just there, ooh, laughing at you, ooh, It's worse than pot. Pot is tolerable for me. I used to smoke pot. And it was alright. I mean, it wasn't a big deal because pot is not a drug. But when you have drugs, these synthetic drugs, like ecstasy, it's a little tablet and you don't know what's in it. You don't know what's in it. With a drink, at least you know what's in it. You can measure how much alcohol you have. Unless somebody slipped a Mickey or something in there. That's why you have to be careful too. That's where you have to be careful. Maybe this guy was slipped a Mickey. I don't know. Because this is strange. Police have urged recreational drug users in the capital, which is London, to be extremely careful. Really, Shakespeare? Oh, Sherlock Holmes. Oh, Sherlock. Oh, they probably phoned in Sherlock Holmes. Figure this out. Let me tell you, my dear Watson, you must be very careful when you use recreational drugs. No shit. How about not using them at all? How about just having a couple of drinks, enjoy your night, have a ball, dance with people, meet new people? Why do you have to use drugs? Why? Why is our community fucked up like this? Excuse me. Why? Why can't we have normal lifestyles, like normalcy? And I know that the majority of us are not drug users, but a lot of us use drugs. Because I remember when I had anxiety, I had Xanax in my medicine cabinet. And believe me, when I had a party, the gay guys were in my fucking bathroom raiding my medicine cabinet. And then they took out the Xanax and they were drinking it with the alcohol. And I remember when I did that once, when I had Xanax because I was having a panic attack. And then I was I took some Xanax, I relaxed, and I had a drink, and boom, I was out. I was out. You didn't know where the hell I was. And these guys were just taking 2-3 tablets, mashing it up, and then drinking a bottle of vodka. I mean, what the hell? I don't know. I guess people don't have that much respect for their bodies. Oh, this is the new thing. This is cool. This all comes from the same bullshit sexual liberation movement. What we need is it's not liberation. What we wanted was tolerance, acceptance, forgiveness, reconciliation with our peers, with our communities, with our societies, and be a part of our society, contribute to society. I mean, the gay community can do so much if we just let go of all these negative, these negative impulses and these urges to destroy ourselves. I mean, this is what we're doing to ourselves. Nobody else is doing this. And you might say, Jose, I just want to have a little party, maybe do some poppers, and, fine. And, I always get these guys that I met online when I used to live in California. Oh, they'll tell me, you want to party and play, which means, of course, PMP. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Which means, yes, you have sex and you have drugs. It's not enough you have the natural stimulants of sexuality, where you have sex, you're high. And to me, that's my high. When I have sex with my partner, that was my natural high. I didn't need any fucking drugs. Sure, I did some pot here and there. And I tried poppers once because somebody said, well, while you're getting a blowjob, it feels better. Actually, it didn't feel better. It just felt the same. Because I'm somebody that appreciates sexuality. And in particular, homosexuality. And I don't need drugs or any synthetic chemicals to make me feel any more better, because I'm already feeling better. I don't need this shit. Sex is enough for me, because my sexuality, when I have sex, is pretty powerful. It's my high. What that tells me, when people take poppers or they take drugs, LSD, ecstasy, whenever they're having sex, it's because the sex is lousy. In their minds, they're like, oh yeah, this is a good thing, I feel high, good, so good. But when I look at it, because I had sex once with a guy who was high on something, I don't know what the fuck he was high on, but he was all over this shit, and I was like, what the fuck? He was already coming, and I was like, I was going. He was coming, I was going. That's what happened. And so I left. I mean, like, I don't know what this guy's up to, but this guy was all over this shit. He was, basically stuffing himself with. He tried to stuff socks up his ass. By the way, you know that. You don't do that. You don't do that. Come on. Well, that's what happens when you take a lot of drugs. I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh, he was high. I mean, he was ejaculating a lot. But I was like, well, okay, I guess you're having a good time. What do you need me for? Just take your fucking drugs, watch some porno and just jerk off. What do you need me for? That's what I say to these druggies. And our community needs to just wash away from this. I mean, we need to seriously have a sit down and talk about these issues. Okay? And I know we've tried to talk about this, but then there are always these fucking gay guys. These fucking gay, liberal, fake pieces of shit. Let me just call them that. They look like fucking, what's his face? Dan Savage. When they roll their eyes up? Like they know what they're talking about? Let me roll my eyes up. Because I know what I'm talking about, bitch. Drugs are good for you, okay? It's like Mr. Mackey, but the reverse. These guys who take drugs don't know how to have fun. They need drugs to have fun. They cannot use their natural endorphins that they have in their bodies already, that they can get a high from, going out, talking to people, meeting new guys. I mean, when I see a hot guy, and I don't even have to see them naked. I see a hot guy at a bar or at a club or something, or at an event, or anywhere else for that matter, and I see a hot guy, and I get turned on internally. I don't get a boner, but I just internally I'm like, wow. I get a natural high. I feel like I'm on fucking, I don't know, Prozac or something. But it's the natural endorphins in your brain that are pumping all these chemicals and they're making you feel good. So when I see a hot guy, I don't know, I just feel better. Like, wow, like the whole world just changed for me. I don't need any fucking drug. I don't need any of that shit. Well, here's the article. It says, a man is known to have collapsed at area club in the early hours of Sunday morning. He was pronounced dead at 5 a.m. A second man collapsed at the same club while a third was taken ill at Barcode. The latter two have been hospitalized. The first two men were found with so far unidentified white powder. The cause of death has not been ascertained, but police have issued a warning to anyone considering using drugs at Vauxhall. Oh, really? Does it take a fucking warning? I mean, come on. Are the gay British really that stupid? I guess they are. And I have a friend over there I have a gay British guy, and he says that a lot of guys there are just dumb. Like their IQ levels are just down in the fucking gutter. And I was in London a couple of times, and when I was there, I mean, it's worse than fucking Castro. Castro, at least, there's some decency there. Guys are nice to each other. Over there in London, they're fucking rude. And then, they sexually harass people when, I don't know. That's liberation, I guess. But for me, liberation doesn't mean that you have to be nasty. Or you have to be, killing yourself like this. And then try to get me involved. Because when I was in London, people were offering me drugs left and right. I have to say no, thank you. I'm a normal person. You get that? I'm not a freak. I'm not a little monster. Like you. But yeah, I was in London and a couple times. And the last time I was there, a lot of guys were offering me all these drugs and shit. And I wasn't going to have it. I'm scared of drugs. I really am, because I've seen guys pass out, drop dead right in front of me, in the dance floor. I'm like, what the fuck's this? I'm pretty much scared. I mean, like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So don't try to get me to do that. Sorry, I'm not cool like you. Okay, sorry, I'm not cool. And of course, what are we doing to address this issue? Nothing. I mean, when I went to London, to the Soho district, I mean, you see all the usual XXX shit and all that, all that stuff. And I don't mind XXX stuff. It's just that I want to see it in private. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's just because I'm an American. That I want to see this stuff. Yes, I want to see it, but in private, by myself, or with people that I invited, not with grandma and my mother next to me. Come on. I mean, this is bullshit. But anyway, keep your hands off the drugs. You'll be safe. Unless you want to die in the dance floor, like this guy. Alright? Well, we'll be right back after the short break. This is the Jose Soto Show. I'm Jose Soto. We'll be right back. And we're back. Now, there was a rumor spreading around the internet today, and it was spread by none other than that big homo, closeted homo, Matt Drudge. Now, supposedly, Matt Drudge, and we talked about Drudge here a couple of times on the show, and we talked about how some of the Drudge readers are homophobic. And basically, I found out a couple of things about Drudge. Not only that he's a homo, but that who reads this site. The majority of the people that read the Drudge Report are, I would say, people like me who are trying to find the news, trying to find alternative viewpoints, and who are, who had it with the right wing, left wing. But here's the point. Recent years, I've seen, Drudge linking up to these articles that are about gay people, or the Chick-fil-A thing. That was pretty huge on Drudge. And not even Chick-fil-A. I mean, one time they had this article linked up on Drudge. It was about JCPenney having these automated machine checkouts, and of course people were talking about how that's kind of like, that's not really good. But then others were talking about Ellen DeGenerate, that's what they call her, this dyke, the gay homo agenda, and they were trying to take over, and that's why they're losing customers, because JCPenney was supporting the gay agenda. But, well, Disney supports the gay agenda, and they're doing okay. Microsoft is doing that. Google is supporting that. I mean, a lot of companies are supporting the homo agenda. Let's take, for instance, the General Mills. I think their stock's up. They're doing okay. Last I checked. And who else is Starbucks? Yeah, they're doing okay. But I guess today wasn't that successful. I mean, I was at a Starbucks and there was nobody there. Would have been nice though, right? It would have made sense if we had droves of people going to Starbucks. But since there are a lot of Starbucks in my area, the closest one was, of course, to the one inside of a Target. But then a couple blocks away, there's another one, and then there was another one, and I think there's like, I would say about 8 Starbucks in one street that I live in. So I know there are Starbucks everywhere, and that's the problem, that you're not going to see like what you saw in Chick-fil-A, where all these people were lining up. The reason why is because there was only like one Chick-fil-A in the whole town, and that's how they operate. There's like one Chick-fil-A in this 25-mile radius, and a 25-mile radius, you're going to have like, I don't know how many, like 15 or 20 Starbuckses. Right? And of course you're going to divide all the customer base, and that's what happens. You're not going to see all these people flooding in, right? So today was Starbucks Appreciation Day, and it was just, I don't think it was very successful. Unless there are reports. I'm waiting for the reports to come out and for your pictures and videos to say, hey, look at this long line at Starbucks. Yeah, I mean, I've seen Starbucks really full. Like, there was one at the mall that I used to go to when I was young and naive, but young pretty much. In my early 20s, I used to go to the Starbucks, and it was always packed. It was in the mall, obviously, because it was in the mall and you have all these people. It was always packed. So, anyway, did I enjoy my tea at Starbucks? I think I did. It was alright. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was the only thing that didn't have anything that I think was gonna, I take care of my body, I'm sorry if I do. I don't like to eat shit. Do you like to eat shit? No, they don't eat shit. That's pretty simple. But Drudge, sorry that I digressed, but Drudge, again, is lying. And today he said that he had this contact, this Democratic fundraiser, who said that Mittens wanted General Petraeus, who's now the head of the CIA, as his VP, his VIP candidate on the ticket. And of course this was circulating the news, and I picked it up and I sent it over to the guys at the Drudge Report. They put it on, because what I want people to see is how Drudge operates. And Drudge, and that's the reason somebody asked me actually a few days ago, why did we drop Drudge Report from the index on the Drudge Report? And the reason why we did is because we have a policy at thegayReport.net that any news organization, and we did this with, actually, I think it was ESPN. They put out a fake report about Joe Paterno one day. Yeah, that happened. I don't remember what it was, but it was false reporting, and we dropped them. We had dropped Drudge because of the fact that we found not only the anti-gay stuff, not only is the readers anti-gay, and let me explain why they're anti-gay, where they come from. Well, yeah, because they're World Nut Daily readers. Because Drudge starting to link World Nut Daily, which is a website run by Joseph Farah, one of the biggest fascists in America, who supports the imprisonment of gay people. He wants homosexuality basically exterminated. That's his words that he told to people in private. And Joseph Farah is kind of like a friend with Matt Drudge, and Matt Drudge is a homo. I don't know if Joseph Farah knows that or not. And I don't know if conservatives know that or not. Because Matt Drudge is pretty much reclusive. He never comes out. He's pretty much like me in a way, so but he doesn't come out. He never says anything. He doesn't give interviews. Obviously, why? Because he's a closeted homo. And the reason why all these people that read Drudge are very anti-gay is because now he's picking up steam with the World Nut Daily crowd, and they don't know that he's a homo, by the way. That's kind of funny. Because the World Nut Daily crowd, I mean, they're homophobic beyond belief. If you ever want to read a really stingy, homophobic website, it will be World Nut Daily. Some people say, oh, no, it's that website by Porno Pete. No, that's kind of comical in a way. It's very comical, it's very depressing, it's very pathetic. Nothing that you can really jerk off to, let me just say that. Unless you like anuses filled with herpes. That's what he does. Porno Pete takes pictures of anuses, gay men's anuses filled with herpes and warts. You'll be like, oh, look at that. It's kind of comical, but pathetic and sad in a way. But these guys, Joseph Farah at World Nut Daily, far fringe, right-wing, fascist, Dixiecrat. I mean, this guy, he just went out the other day and he said that, oh, and he appeared on the Alex Jones show. Have you noticed that Alex Jones always invites these pathetic, homophobic fascists to his show? Like, he will invite Bradley Dean, who loved the whole gay execution thing. Bradley Dean from the You Can Run But You Cannot Hide ministry. Catchy phrase, by the way. He invited that guy. He invited this preacher that said that gays should be put to death. I don't remember his name. And then, of course, he invites Joseph Farah. People say Jose, but give him credit. He invites Jesse Ventura all the time to his show. Jesse Ventura has a direct line to Alex Jones. But I bet you that relationship is going to break up pretty soon. It's not because of the gay thing, no, or any of that. It's because there comes a time where people can only take so much crap. And Jesse Ventura, he's a really smart guy. I love that guy. I think he's really smart. And he's onto something. And I read all of his stuff, his books. He's pro-gay marriage, he's pro-gay rights, and he's really a tolerant person. And he sued the TSA, by the way. We have to commend him for that. If you are a transgender person, you better start kissing the ass of Jesse Ventura. Because the TSA, man, they're out of control. They're out of control with this crap. Trying to search our genitals and our underwear and all this. And, that might be fine for me. Depends who's doing the touching, of course. I'm a gay man. Hopefully it's a hot guy, but usually it's not. And, but if I'm a straight guy, I wouldn't want a fucking guy manhandling me like that. I wouldn't want that. It would be like if a lady would grab me like that. I would just feel totally uncomfortable. I would just feel like, what the hell? And transgenders feel that way. I receive a lot of email because in my last show a year ago, I think, I put out a call for any transgender that has been humiliated by the TSA. And I got a lot of responses by that. So, Drudge is now also linking to the Alex Jones website. And is linking to the Joseph Farah website. And you have to figure, okay, what's going on with this? Here's the thing about Drudge. Is that he's not making claims per se directly, like, oh, this is what is going on. Through Alex Jones, he can make extraordinary claims, right? And not blame it on him. Blame it on Alex Jones. That's why you have an aggregator or an aggregated site. The same thing is true with the Gay Report. We can basically blame the sites who publish the articles. But we are very careful as to who we link. We don't just link to any bozo out there. You know, we don't just link to them. Why? Because they're good looking? No. You have to write good articles, and believe me, we have dumped a few other people. We dumped Joe My Cock, you know, Joe My God, Joe Jervis, what's his name? Yeah, did the same thing. Falsified information. Made claims that weren't true. Why do we link to that shit? Drop him. And besides, he's a total jerk, by the way. He's a complete... I mean, if he's not a right-winger, a closeted right... I think that guy's a closeted right-winger. I mean, he's totally fascistic and totalitarian in his way. That's just my opinion. But Drudge, I mean, he's a populist conservative. How does that work? The majority of the country is not even conservative, by the way. It's moderate. And I always keep saying that. So, the populist conservative who has his aggregating website, which by itself is not bad. I'm not saying that by itself is bad. I mean, he links to articles, and you know, some of those articles are valid. Most of them are. You know, you have Reuters, you have all the big names there. That's fine. But then he gets to these, like, linking to the WorldNet Daily. Alright, like when we have the birth certificate fiasco. Now, granted, there are some questions regarding the birth certificate. Yes, I know that. I'm not an idiot. I'm not a moron. I know when I see a fraudulent document, when I see one. And, you know, I let it go. I'm not going to be up here saying, okay, show me the birth certificate. Because, you know why? Because then Donald Trump, he came in and he made us all look like a bunch of idiots. And you know what? The guy who is behind all of this, show me the birth certificate, is not Joseph Farah or Dr. Corsi from the WorldNet Daily site. It's a Democrat who's going after this. A Hillary supporter, by the way. And when I first saw this birther thing, I was like, okay, you know, this is going out there. But then when the White House came out with this PDF copy of the birth certificate, and then you see all the layers that were imprinted, that were smacked on top of this document, and then of course you have the letters. You know, if it was a real typed up document, each letter, each impression from the typewriter machine would actually be different. But no, in this you see that all the letters are actual computerized font of a typewriter, and they all look the same. Like the R's will look alike, and all this. But you know, fine. I had a friend of mine who's gay, by the way, who is a huge Photoshop guy. I mean, he works in Photoshop. His business, which is what inspired my business, he works in Photoshop. He helps businesses Photoshop things. He does Photoshop for a living, and he told me, Jose, that document is Photoshopped. And he proved it to me. And do I think that the president is an illegal immigrant? I don't know. All I know is that this birth certificate is kind of fishy. It is. And I have to admit it. I cannot just hold this. But then what happens is the WorldNet Daily picks it up. WorldNet Daily picks it up, and then they run with it. Alex Jones picked it up. He runs with it. And then on the way to the truth, they say the most stupidest shit. They growl like gorillas. And then they make everybody else that questions the birth certificate, like yours truly, make us look like a bunch of idiots. And that's why I hate Alex Jones, because he kills the truth. That's why I hate Joseph Farah, and that's just because he's a homophobe, fascist, maniac. But because he kills anything that's printed on that site is killed. It's worthless. It's not even worth the bandwidth is typed on, or the paper that is printed on. Nothing. And Drudge knows this. He knows this. And he goes on saying that he knows. Oh yes, General Petraeus is now going to be the he's going to be the next VP pick. Turns out is all bullshit. Now we're not just talking about now he's linking to the WorldNet Daily and they're full of bullshit. And now we have Alex Jones who turns facts into bullshit. That's what happens. These guys are not bullshitters. What happens is that they take facts and then they turn them into bullshit and you cannot use it anymore. That's what they do. It's like you see a nice piece of lemon bar and then somebody comes in over and licks it. Can't eat it anymore. That's what Alex Jones, Joseph Farah, Matt Drudge, that's what they do. But Matt Drudge is a little bit smarter. And what I like is, what I'm fascinated is that Alex Jones and Joseph Farah, they're all happy that Matt Drudge is linking to them. Yes, you're happy right now. You're happy. But let me tell you something. Matt Drudge is going to drop your ass. He's going to basically drop you. It's going to happen. And I predict this. It's going to happen really soon. And I know that a lot of people are starting to now leave that camp. I have people that I know. No longer will they go on the Alex Jones show. They're not going to write anymore for the WorldNet Daily. They're just staying away. Because that shit's going to come down pretty soon. Drudge knows that. That's why he's making them look like idiots. When he does this, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Alright, let me just finish up with this point, and then we're going to move on. But it's just the fact that Matt Drudge basically dropped a big load of bullshit on his readers today. The first main headline on the Drudge Report today was the fact that Mittens wants General Petraeus. Matt Drudge got official exclusive intel from this Democratic fundraiser who remain anonymous, and that's fine. But it has to be somehow believable and it has to be somehow provable. And it's not. I mean, the Gay Report, when I did some reporting there, we receive anonymous sources all the time. And we report it if it's viable and if it's believable and if it's provable. Like what we did that report on the Bilderberg and how basically the National Organization for Marriage and Robert George, who is a patsy for the Bilderberg, how that all came out. It's all Bilderberg stuff, by the way. And the Bilderbergers are now trying to infiltrate within the gay community. You know, they're trying to control the Human Rights Campaign, and then they're trying to control GLAAD through AT&T. I mean, you have all this stuff that's going on. It's going on everywhere. But Drudge is doing something that I think is going to damage specifically WorldNet Daily and Alex Jones. That's what's behind this bullshit. And what's happening is, of course, that's why we stopped linking to Drudge. Okay, because we're not going to sync with that ship. No, we're not. What's happening is that he dropped this big bullshit bombshell, and he smeared that bullshit all over everybody who gets linked on the Drudge Report and who brags about it. And that's Alex Jones. Every day he brags about it. He's on Drudge every day, by the way. Alex Jones. And then his articles get linked up. So now what's going to happen is that since now Drudge Report is going to look like a I don't know, like a stupid gossip website. That's what now Reuters is calling them. And you have people who support Drudge and say, who cares? Drudge still get all these hits. Yeah, because it's auto refresh. You don't believe me? Why don't you do this? Why don't you stay on Drudge Report? Don't go anywhere. Just load the Drudge Report on your browser, and you'll see that within a couple minutes it's gonna refresh again. That is going to count. Gonna bring up your count, and is gonna bring up your analytics and your Alexa ratings and your QuantaServe ratings and all that. The thing is that a lot of people just load their pages and just stay on the Drudge Report while they're working on something else, right? And they don't know. Most of them don't know that Drudge is auto refreshing every 2 minutes. So every 2 minutes, if you're on for the whole day, somebody like Alex Jones will just keep the browser on that, one of the tabs of his browser open to the Drudge Report. It's just refreshing, auto refreshing. You could get about 200 hits, but with one person, and that person's not even looking at that site. Why do I know this? Is because first I saw it, and the other thing is when I started my site, and then I invited editors and news guys to work on the gay report. The gay report was fashioned sort of as a inspiration and as a reaction to Drudge Report. This is where we're gonna have pro-gay, not pro-gay, but just gay news anyway for the gay community and for everybody else. And have a Drudge Report for the gay community. That's what I wanted, basically. So we have the gay report, and when I started the gay report, and then we got the staff together, we got the first editors in, then we started to do the advertisement. When we start to get to the advertisement, our advertiser who puts the ads in our site called us, and they said, you better not do the auto refresh, because that's what Matt Drudge is doing. We didn't want you to do that, and if we find that you're doing auto refresh, we're going to take away all the ads and you're not going to get paid. That's what they told us. So I know that they're doing it because they found out that the gay report is like Drudge, right? We're aggregating all these news articles regarding the LGBT community and everything else that's interesting. I mean, it's not just gay news that we cover. We cover pretty much anything that's important and interesting, and we cover it. So that's what I wanted to say about Drudge. He dropped a huge bullshit load, a huge crapola on Drudge. CIA Chief Petraeus denies interest in elected office. CIA Director General David Petraeus has no plans to become a candidate for vice president or run for any other elected office, a spokesman for the spy chief said on Tuesday. This is according to Reuters. Director Petraeus feels very privileged to be able to continue to serve our country in his current position, and as he has stated clearly numerous times before, he will not seek elected office. The agency issued a statement in response to rumors which appear to have originated with a report on the widely read website drudgereport.com run by internet gossip Matt Drudge. Drudge claimed in an exclusive report that President Barack Obama this week whispered to a top fundraiser that he believed presumptive Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney Mittens wanted to name Petraeus, a highly decorated former combat commander, as his running mate. The report said that Romney had secretly met with Petraeus in New Hampshire, an assertion which government officials said was false. See, now he's coming out with the bullshit. This is bullshit. And I wanted to verify this. I emailed a friend of mine who is in Washington, and he's basically a watchdog for the federal government. And he said, no, we did track Petraeus. I mean, they track everybody, every secretary and the cabinet, members of the Senate, some members of Congress, and then they say, no, Petraeus never left Washington that day. So, I mean, it was bullshit. Basically, bullshit. It was dropped in the Drudge Report. Why? You might be asking. Because Drudge, I think he's had enough. I think he has basically, he's come to a point where he doesn't need to continue all this. I mean, he has all the money, right? He made millions of dollars on this site. And basically, he's taking a crap on Alex Jones. I mean, that's what he's doing. Taking a crap on Joseph Farah and all these other stupid assholes. In a way, I kind of like this, but still, Not good. And that's what's going on. All right. Anyway, before we go to our next break, I want to bring this up here. There was a gay day, like a gay pride event over at Grand Rapids, Michigan. And you gotta listen to this. This is picked up by The Advocate. And what happened was there was these protesters, with Bible thumpers basically, protesting the gay day parade. Was it a parade or it was just a pride festival, I think. It says here, protesters of gay day celebration in Grand Rapids, Michigan were caught on camera threatening to rape members of a local LGBT human rights organization. Oh, God. Let me play you that clip then. Here's the clip of these Bible thumpers. I want you to listen to these Bible thumpers. They're not your typical Bible thumpers, by the way. They're kind of urban, urban Bible thumpers. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna know in that day. In today's society, woman has too much free power. Yeah.
Really?
Hell yeah, this is your kid. Back then, there was no free power. There was no, I'm going to the mall. There was, sit your ass in this house till I bring my
sit your ass.
If your ass get to going out there like you said not, guess what? You get raped.
See, now he's going threatening about rape. This guy, let me just rewind this a little bit. This guy is totally regurgitating the fascist point of view. Sit down, shut up, we control you. That's what fascists do. That's why most of them who oppose freedom of expression, some of them that were talking about, oh, Dan Cathy has a right to freedom of speech. Well, so do gay people. But we don't, right? That's the fascist point of view. Sit down, I'm gonna rip your ass.
In this house till I bring my ass home. And if your ass get to going out there like you said not, guess what? You get raped. And that's what's gonna happen to you.
Ooh.
That day come, power woman is strong.
When is that day gonna come?
Don't worry about it. Fucking moral.
You're worrying about it because you're talking about it.
Your pussy clean. I'm looking forward to it.
Excuse me?
Your pussy clean. That's all you need to do. You understand? Keep yourself clean. You don't need to know about the day. Just keep it clean. Cause when what you talking is
Ooh, I'm gonna keep your pussy. You better keep your pussy clean, cause I'm gonna fucking rape you. I'm gonna rape your ass. These are Christian, right? These are, they're totally convincing us not to be gay, right? Because either we stop being gay or they're gonna rape us. Well, if you're a lesbian, they're not gonna rape me because I'm a guy. Maybe I might rape them. You gotta rape the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And the girl is just taking it. She's taking this and she's videotaping this. It's pretty amazing. I don't know, but I would just leave. But this girl was just totally, brave, if you want to say that.
Like my car.
You're kidding, right?
You're gonna be just like one of my possessions.
That's a joke. I'm
Whatever,
sorry.
That's a joke. Look at my eyes. You see me joking? Because the Lord said that's what we gonna do in that day.
The Lord said that? Where? Show me where He said that.
Let me show your ass.
Show me where He said that.
Let me show your ass. Let me show your ass right here. Shit. Now he's taking out the Bible. Oh, after he said, I'm gonna rape that pussy clean.
And it shall be as the chase road, and as the sheep that no man taketh. Shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land.
And you can see the marks in his these traces of crack that he has on his lips. Why is it all the time that that guys, these assholes that are anti-gay and just babbling out, they're always crackheads, crack whores, crack addicts, meth addicts who used to be meth addicts, right? Remember David Tyree, that stupid football player who came out and did the whole "I'm a victim." David Tyree, he did a video for the National Organization for Marriage. Go gay people. I'm not gay. Remember that when he said that gay marriage will lead to anarchy? Gay marriage will lead to gay marriage. And I could totally see that guy is fucked in the head. What happens is that when you take so much drugs, and that's why I don't want gay people to be drug abusive. If you're going to take so much drugs, you're going to say all the weird fucked up shit. And it's no different with these guys. I mean, they're Bible thumpers. They're talking about that they're gonna rape this woman. You better keep that pussy clean. Get damn that pussy and shit. And now they're citing the Bible. Oh my god, this is fucking hilarious. Sad, pathetic, and hypocritical, but hilarious nonetheless. I mean, this is why we cannot take you Bible thumpers seriously. This is why. It is one of the reasons. And now I'm going to go into more detail after this short little break. We'll be right back with more shenanigans from these anti-gay pastors, ministers. We're gonna rape the pussy. Keep it pussy clean, cause I'm gonna get down there, I'm gonna rape your pussy. Shit. My dick's hungry for your pussy. Shit. Alright, we're back. Yeah, I'm gonna rape your pussy. You better keep it clean when the day comes. I'm gonna rape your pussy because you're a fucking dyke and shit. You believe this?
And it shall be as the chase roll, and as the sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and every man into his own land. People ain't gonna be like, I have black friends. It's gonna be white people against black people and such.
Okay.
Hold on.
Hold on. My dick.
So even if you got black friends, Spanish friends, if they with your ass in that day, they gonna
oh Christ.
Children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. What does ravish mean? It means it's gonna rape your ass, and I'm gonna have fun doing that shit, and you gonna like that.
I'm gonna have fun raping your ass. Shit.
Damn straight. What's so racist? That means you have to believe that your people should rule.
You are a pig. You are disgusting. That doesn't matter.
I'm gonna rape your ass.
You are the worst, but then you told me.
I'm gonna rape your ass and shit. You're gonna like me raping your fucking pussy. Shit. And that's in the Bible. Shit. Wow. Yeah, this is freedom of speech. I mean, this is what the Chick-fil-A people want, right? This is the freedom of speech. This is what America's all about. This is what we are all about. This is what we wait for every day, right? When gay people go to their gay pride parades, of course, you're gonna see intellectual conversation about Bible, ethics, theology, philosophy, and then you have this guy. I'm gonna rape your pussy and shit. Oh my god. But there you have it. I'm not gonna play any more of that. It's fucking depressing. I mean, there are a lot of Christians out there who are good people, and then you have these guys who are just I don't know. It's like I said, it's the same thing with Alex Jones. You have something good, a really important fact, and then he comes in, takes a big old shit on it. This is what happens. And maybe the Christian message, the original Christian message, wasn't that bad. You know, love your neighbor. You know, don't judge lest ye be judged. You know, these kinds of stuff. But it's all going to hell. And this is what happens. I mean, this is where I think religion's going to, if it doesn't wake up. That, and a lot of people are leaving churches, religious groups, and all that. I mean, they're shrinking. And the reason why they're shrinking is because, you know, the people like this. People are just turned off by this shit. What do you mean you're gonna rape a woman to prove something from the Bible? What is this shit? The fuck you talking about, you fucking psycho? Fucking prick. Dumbass. You better rape your ass. You better keep that pussy clean. And then he cites the Bible. Oh, wow. Wow. This is incredible. But hey, it's free speech, right? But when we do something like this, you know, they always criticize. You know, even if I hate Dan Savage, and I do, personally, But Dan Savage has the right to say whatever he wants to say, and he has that right, and he says the shit that he says, you know. But that is not freedom of speech. What Dan Savage is. I criticize Dan Savage based on what he does and what he says, not the fact that he has no right to say it. But everybody else is like, you know, this fucker should just shut up. And it's like whenever a gay person says something critical of the Bible or critical of the anti-gay dialogue, they're saying that we are attacking their freedom of speech. So this is what they want. I don't know. Is this okay? Is this acceptable? Or it's just part of your freedom of speech, you know, meme that these Chick-fil-A'ers, these stupid morons want to continue to say. I mean, this is what they're trying to perpetuate. Right? Police were called to act on the threats. But according to the Grand Rapids News, crowds dispersed when it began to rain. No one came forward with a specific complaint and no one was arrested. It is our position that these actions should not be tolerated in this community and that the perpetrators of such actions be brought to justice, Christopher Surface of Team said in a statement. Hate speech is constitutionally protected. However, hate speech that incites violence, rape, and other criminal actions is not constitutionally protected, which is true. Can't yell fire in a crowded theater, can you? No, you can't. Anyway, speaking of dumbasses and pricks, I have this other article here I want to talk about. And when I read this, I was like, what the fuck? This is number, I think, 3. I'm not sure. But you have those lesbians in Colorado who faked their hate crime that was made against them, right? They vandalized their garage, they vandalized their cars because they were in a dispute with the homeowners association. So somehow this was gonna, I don't know, fix it or make them look bad. I don't know what's gonna happen. But they, you know, their story came on the news. It was a hate crime, and somebody was going there and doing these things, and that was exposed as nothing but, you know, bullshit. Now we have a Montana gay man, and I talked about this, I think the other day. Did I talk about this yesterday? Gay man was beaten up by 3 guys for asking about gay bars. And I did talk about how these incidents, and there are real incidents going on. I see these all the time. There are many reports that we have of the gay report that never leave the gay report. They never end up on the Advocate or end up on Tall Road or Joe My Cock or anything like that. So what we have is, we have this gay man in Montana who says that he was being beaten because he went to a straight bar at 1:30 in the morning, by the way. At 1:30 in the morning, he walks into a straight bar in a small town, and he knows where everything is. He lives there. And he asked for, where's the nearest gay bar? And that's what made him, that's what happened. That's what he said that happened. But now it turns out that this whole story was fabricated. It was all bullshit. And guess what this does? It means that we get to ignore everything else. It means that when real hate crimes happen in this country, which they do every day, we can ignore them because people like this shithead can pull the stunt and really just fucked everything up. You might say, well, Jose, why are you putting gay people in a higher scrutiny? Why? Because we are under the microscope. Hello? Where do you live? In a fucking cave? Wake up. The fuck's the matter with you? And I hate it when people say that. Why do you put gay people in higher scrutiny? Because we're under a microscope right now. We're talking about gay marriage. We're talking about all these other issues. And the public sphere. Everybody's talking about them. And we have to sort of know that these kinds of stunts, these kinds of shenanigans will hurt us in the end. And will hurt everybody. Including real hate crime victims. Matthew Shepard should come down from heaven and kick this guy's ass. Fucking kill his ass. Rape him, then kill him. How about that? Believe me, if I meet this guy, he's gonna have a real hate crime on his ass. How about that? How about that? But anyway, I mean, I'm so fucking pissed. You know what? When I read this, I was so fucking pissed. I was already pissed off because I didn't have my cable today, and then I read this shit that this motherfucker, this stupid ass prick, started to fake all this shit, and he wrote a fake police report to get attention, make it look like a hate crime. Anyway, here's the article. Law enforcement says that a 22-year-old man, and it had to be a 20-year-old, right? I'm telling you. So what's so good about being in your 20s? You get to be naive and stupid and dumb. You get to be assholes, right? Is that what it is? Is that what we're talking about here? Yeah, right. Law enforcement says that a 22-year-old man who reported he was a victim of an alleged hate crime in Missoula, Montana, during the early morning hours of August 5th, fabricated the story. Excuse my English. Quote, "We have new information that we're following up on," said a source inside the Missoula Police Department. The young man, Joseph Bacon from Billings, reported to the MPD that he was celebrating his birthday downtown at the Missoula Club, and after inquiring about where he could find a gay bar, he was beaten up by 3 men. In the hours after the alleged incident, social media sites, there you go. You see, this is what happened. Okay, it's fine that we have social media connection, networking and everything, but we have to be careful now. That means that the gay report has to be very careful, but the thing is, we cannot be too careful because we read hundreds of articles a day, and it's not we can't investigate every damn article. We have to leave it up to the people on the ground. And it sucks. I mean, it fucking sucks that we have people like this. It fucking sucks. I mean, I hope there is a way that we can actually excommunicate these guys from the gay community. Is there a way that we can do that? Like the fucking Pope in the Vatican, they excommunicate Catholics for doing stupid shit. Why can't we do that? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. But I wish we could. And if we could do that for the few people. In the hours after the alleged incident, social media site comments decried homophobic violence and called for protests. You see, that's what happens. I mean, you get people motivated for this shit, and then they say, "Oh my God, this hate crime happened," and they get all worked up. They get all angry. They get all upset, and that's natural, and that's understandable that we get upset over these types of stories. And then we get together, we build, we make signs, and then we go out and we waste our time and our energy and even our money on these stories, and it turns out they're not true. I mean, this guy has to be sued for fraud, civil court, for fraud. It's like when people fake their cancers, or they say that they have cancer, they have some type of illness or something, and it's all fake so they can get money. I mean, that's just immoral beyond anything I can imagine. To play with people's horrors and feelings and fears, I mean, you're just like a fucking terrorist. And this is what a guy is. He's a terrorist. I mean, we have real terrorists out there, the so-called Al-Qaeda, Al-Qaeda, who fake bombs, who have these false flag attacks on themselves and on these, like what happened in Bombay. Look it up. And they make it look like it's all real, but it wasn't. It was all staged. And this happens not only at big events like that, but in these small events like this, man. I'm telling you. I mean, it's humans have been participating in fake attacks, stage attacks, for as long as we can remember. Hitler did it. Richard III did it. All the Roman emperors did it. I mean, it's well known that people who want to get attention, who want the upper hand, will fake their own demise. or attempt demise. In most of the case, yes, attempt demise, so they can look good, right? However, the Missoula Independent and MPD obtained video footage that shows Bacon doing a backflip on Higgins Avenue and sustaining the injuries, lacerations to his face, and that have been depicted on social media sites during the landing. Wow. So he was doing backflips and all these stunts so he can get all these bruises. This guy is fucking psychotic. This guy should be thrown in a mental institution, to be honest with you. At least if you're gonna pull something off like this, at least try to do it like you won't get caught. But he got caught. He videotaped it. His friends videotaped this shit. Knowing that his friends videotaped it. Hello, we're in a fucking world where anything that ends up on an iPhone or on any damn phone is gonna end up in the fucking internet. And you know that. It's gonna end up on YouTube. It's gonna end up on Daily Motion. It's gonna end up on VMO or something like that. But usually it's YouTube. It's gonna end up on the internet sites. And that's why I always say to my friends, don't videotape yourselves having sex unless you're ready for that shit to be out in the open in the internet. It's gonna happen. And yes, I have friends who and it happened to me once. Somebody photographed me, and I had to go find it, and I found out about it, and I had to ask them to take down those pictures. But I didn't really care, but what I didn't like was the fact that they were doing it behind my back. That's the thing. So be careful when people take pictures of you having sex or doing something like that, or taking a shower. It happens, especially when they're your partner supposedly, and you're just beginning to feel each other, right? Later on, that might become your ex, and exes with a grind to axe, they're going to go on XTube and all these other sites, and they're gonna post shit up. They're gonna do that no matter what. So when you're gonna do something stupid, when you're gonna commit a crime like this, when you're gonna defraud a community like ours, like this, you better do it right. At least be an honorable criminal, not a stupid criminal, not a bozo like this stupid prick. Why can't we just be smarter? Why can't the community lift itself up? I don't know why. I'm really pissed off right now. I really am. I'm about to I'm about to punch some walls here. All right. I really am. Cable's out. This guy's fucking around and defrauding the gay community. I'm just right here. Right now, I'm gonna end this show and I'm gonna check my cable, see if it's working already. I hope it's working. And if it's not, it's gonna be hell to pay. Hell, I tell ya. Alright, I'm gonna go see if my cable is working, and this is it. This is the Jose Soto Show. We come to our finale and our end. We hope you enjoyed today's program. Tune in tomorrow for our next episode of the Jose Soto Show. I'm your host, Jose Soto. Pleasure to serve you today. I want you to take care of yourselves and have a good night.